Here in the U.S., Christmas is all about Santa Claus and the gifts under the tree. In my country, it's about praying. They pray that day. My mom, for example, the youngest of the family has to place the baby Jesus on Christmas. And they pray, and you know, we used to go to church that night. And then it's a family night. Everybody eats together. And then after that, then you can go whenever you want. But it's a family function and it's a religious function. It's not about presents. We acquired the presents later on, but it was actually, it's more a religious thing. Yeah, it was like Sunday school for Muslims, right? That you go to the mosque and they teach you the basics of Islam when you're little. So it was kind of like that. My mom was, she started going to these Catholicism classes, and they had special classes for the kids. So that's when I used to go. It was a convent for nuns. So the nuns will teach us, you know, like Nuhu story, the Noah story, and Job story, and you know, just Bible story, Bible time. That's what we will do. And then we will used to draw. I'm not a very good drawer. And one thing that sticks in my mind until now is that one time I draw probably Jesus and the cross or whatever, and I show it to the nun. And she looked at me. I make stick dolls. And she looked at it and she's like, this is horrible. This is so, I was like 7, 8 years old, you know, this is just terrible. What, I mean, you call this drawing? So, you know, that sticks in my head. It sticks forever. So it wasn't very pleasant. I didn't like to go. Yeah, we don't go on Sundays because Sunday's church day. So we used to go with my mom on the afternoons on Thursdays. We used to go on Thursdays, yeah. Yeah, she was just a worshiper. She didn't, she would just take the classes, but she's very Catholic. When I convert to Islam, she actually went and talked to the priest. Like kind of like to make sure I was not going to hell. Okay, I went from the primary school to high school. I went to the same schools that my brothers went. So the elementary school was the name is Escuela de Guelatao. That was the school name. It's 6 years. Then from there I went to the middle school, which at this point they're all public schools. I never went to a private school. They're public schools, and it was called Escuela Federal, like federal school number 1, number 2. So I was in number 3. So that's where I went for the middle school. And the high school, it's called Colegio de Bachilleres, and it's also a public school. And in my country, public schools are very, very good. The system is almost as good as the ones here in the U.S. So they prepare us very good in primary school. And then after that, I went to college. I went to engineering and textile engineering, and I was there for 2 years. Between that time, also, I worked in a factory with one of my cousins. I was in charge of the lab. The tincture lab. They used to do the fabrics for the jeans, for Guess, Calvin Klein, all of these brands. They make them in Mexico, the fabric, and then they also put together the jeans in Mexico, and then they bring them to the U.S. to have them stamped with the brand name, and then send them back to sell them again. So I was working there, and I was going to college. So I worked nights. And I went to college during the day. That was the time when I met my husband. So I only did 2 years of college, and after that, in elementary school, the first year I was very smart. Let me tell you why I was very smart. Because my mom put me in a private kindergarten. So in the private kindergarten, they teach us how to do everything that you're gonna do in first grade. So first grade, I was very good. My grades were very good, but my behavior was terrible because I was bored. so I will bother everybody. And then from there, I would say that I was like a, B, not so much A, maybe a B student. But see, in my house, my mom with 4 kids, at that time, 2 of them going to college, my education wasn't the priority. So, and in my country, now it's different, it's getting better, but at that time, women, like in many Arab countries, are, they're thought that you're just gonna get married and take care of the kids and take care of the house. So why would you put too much effort into school? So school wasn't something, prioritized. Cleaning the house was a priority, but doing school chores and things like that was a second thing. So during middle school, I think it was more like the social thing to do, just be with the friends and starting wearing makeup. And I was always the tallest of my class. So I was not considered a bully, but people will not mess with me because I'm tall for Mexican standard. I'm tall. Here I'm average, but back home I was always from the tallest. And high school was experimentation. School-wise, I was pretty good. Math has never been my strength, but everything else, like social studies, chemistry, all of those things I really liked. And in high school, we have to take selectives, which takes us to what we're gonna do in college. But I want to be a doctor because my brother is a doctor. So I really liked it. I wanted to be a doctor. So I took the electives of health and I did wonderful. But when I came to take the test for medical school, since I was not very good in math, I didn't went through the medical school. So my next option was engineering. So that's what I did. A sad thing, I think for me, goodbyes are always sad. And especially elementary school, when you spend 6 years with the same people and then you just move on to the next level. Some people go different schools. Losing my friends was a very sad thing because they were the main focus of my life. Again, like I tell you, in my family, I'm the youngest and the only girl. So my parents were busy with other stuff, with my brothers, trying to put food on the table, trying to pay college here, college there. So the youngest of my brother is 8 years older than me. So I am, let's say, right now I'm 33 years old. The next of my brother is 41. So I kind of grew up by myself. So my friends were like the best thing ever. So I think the sad part of everything was that. And how can I say? Another sad part during school time was not making it into medical school, because I really wanted to do that. And I knew that my parents will be really proud of that, and my older brother will be really proud of that. My older brother kind of acted like my dad. My dad was always very busy working. So even though he was home, he was not always present. And my mom had to also do, work. She used to sew, and she made beautiful dresses. So my older brother was the one who take care of me. He will take me to parties, college parties. He will take me with him and his girlfriend. He will take me to, do work with his friends. He was like my second dad. And I think from disappointing my dad to disappointing him, I was more afraid of disappointing him. So that was a big thing for me, when I was in. One of the things that you learn from America, society, from TV and stuff like that, it's living on your own, right? Here you're 18, you're out of the house. When I was about 18 and I was working and I was going to school, so I thought I can do it. I can live on my own. So when I told my parents about it, my mom told me, listen, if you leave this house without being married, you're out. You are not going to be my daughter. I mean, it's not like she's going to disinherit me, but she's just going not to recognize me as her daughter, because none of my family, the girls, will do that. It's not something that is seen proper in the society, not just in my family, in the whole society. So marriage is a very important thing. When I was getting married with my husband, my mom asked me, because I got married very young, my mom told me, listen, if you're going to marry, you're going to marry forever, because I'm not going to have a divorced daughter. So until now, like, all my brothers are married for a long time. I'm married for 12 years. And so she said, you know, if you're going to marry, you have to marry forever. So yeah, that you have to. That's a must. And whoever doesn't it's not bad now,